Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Minister for Climate Change, Ms. Romina Khurshid Alam, Ms. Aben Cabrigi, Ms. Florence Roll, Mr. Daba Bhatt, distinguished guests, climate advocates, Assalamu alaikum, and a very warm welcome to all. It is an honor before you today as we conclude this momentous brief Pakistan International Climate Change Conference, a gathering that has not only amplified the urgency of climate action but also reaffirmed our collective resolve to combat one of the greatest challenges in our time. Over the past 2 days, we have witnessed profound discussions, insightful policy debates, and transformative ideas aimed at securing sustainable and resilient future for Pakistan and the world. From mitigating carbon emissions to enhancing climate finance, fostering renewable energy solutions, and strengthening community resilience, this conference has underscored that climate change is not just an environmental concern, but a fundamental issue of economic security, social justice, national sovereignty. Pakistan stands at the front line of the climate crisis. We have endured devastating floods. We have seen prolonged droughts, glacial melting, and rising temperatures that threaten not just livelihoods, but entire ecosystems. The historic floods of 2022, which displaced millions and caused billions in economic losses, served as a stark reminder that climate change is no longer a distant threat. It is lived reality in our people. Despite contributing less than 1% to global greenhouse emissions, Pakistan remains among the top 10 most vulnerable countries to climate change. This disproportionate impact calls for urgent global responsibility and equity in climate finance and technology transfer. Ladies and gentlemen, from a policy of perspective, we remain committed to ensuring that climate action is a legislative priority. We have already taken significant steps for climate change and green energy transition, promoting renewable energy solutions, including solar, wind, and hydropower to reduce our dependency on fossil fuels. Water resource management is another pressing issue for addressing Pakistan's water scarcity challenges through conservation policies and integrated water governance. Climate finance and carbon markets are also being explored through innovative financial mechanisms to support the green infrastructure, green taxonomy, and climate smart agriculture. And lastly, disaster risk reduction, DRR, safeguard vulnerable communities. As a representative of Pakistan's legislative body, we pledge to work closely with stakeholders, government, agencies, private sector leaders, civil society, and international partners to drive policy, coherence, transparency, and accountability in implementing these climate initiatives. Pakistan cannot fight this battle alone. The principles of climate justice demand that undeveloped nations uphold their commitments under the Paris Agreement, from fulfilling the $100 billion annual climate finance pledging to ensure fair access to technology for developing countries. We call upon the global community to translate pledges into concrete actions, ensuring that vulnerable nations like Pakistan receive the support they need to build a climate resilient future. Ladies and gentlemen, here I would also like to address empowering our youth and creating conducive environment for greener future. Today's youth are not just the leaders of tomorrow, they are the change makers of today. We must equip them with tools, education, platforms necessary to lead Pakistan's transition to green economy. Innovation in green technology, sustainable agriculture, and climate entrepreneurship will be key drivers to this transformation. I encourage all young minds present here to take ownership of this mission, whether through research, advocacy, or sustainable business ventures. The future of Pakistan depends on your passion and vision. As we close this conference, let us remember that climate action is not an event, but a movement, one that demands relentless commitment, bold leadership, and unwavering collaboration. Let this conference be a turning point where ideas turn into policies, policies turn into actions, and actions turn into climate-resilient Pakistan. I extend my deepest gratitude to Dawn Media, organizers, experts, international partners, and all participants who have made this conference a huge success. The road ahead is challenging, but together we'll build a cleaner, greener, and more sustainable Pakistan for generations to come. Let us act, not just talk. Let us lead, not just follow. Let us make Breathe Pakistan a reality, not just a slogan. Pakistan Zindabad.